As a group of networks representing our local and sub-national government constituency, we worked very well together. We had meetings every morning, we coordinated our interventions, and the exciting thing is that we found that we were coming from the same common shared platform. But another really exciting thing was that we were seeing the interventions made by CBD parties on the role and contribution of local and sub-national governments in the new global biodiversity framework were very clear and very specific, and also asking for a stronger role by the local and sub-national government's constituency. We saw very strong, much stronger statements coming from parties such as Singapore, the UK, the EU, Argentina, Japan, Mexico, and it ranged throughout the open-ended working group negotiations. There were statements made around the implementation and support mechanisms, around enabling mechanisms, responsibility, outreach, etc. And another exciting thing that I can also mention is that the informal advisory group on biodiversity mainstreaming presented a report on the long-term approach to mainstreaming, and it's really gratifying to see how strong this approach is and this report is on the fact that local and sub-national governments have a very vital and important role to play, and it's integral to mainstreaming. As far as the next steps are concerned, there's a lot of work that lies ahead, but I think that we've had, in the lead up to Open-Ended Working Group 2 and also at Open-Ended Working Group 2, we've set a good basis or good foundation. We're focusing now on the review of the existing plan of action on cities, sub-national governments and other local authorities, which was adopted at the CBD COP10 in Nagoya in 2010. And in the second place, we're looking at the existing plan of action to identify its current weaknesses, the gaps, its strengths, and to which in a sense then leads into the third thing that we're doing, which is coming up with some real concrete recommendations that will be submitted to the co-chairs going forward. And these would be concrete recommendations as to how can we improve and address these gaps and improve the plan of action under the new global biodiversity framework. At the COP, we will again have a summit for cities and sub-national governments, and we're already starting the planning with that. So there's a lot of hard work, as I said, and some very exciting opportunities to make interventions to ensure that the full and optimal participation of local and sub-national governments in the new global biodiversity framework is negotiated through by the CBD parties, so that we can ensure that all levels of government, including all levels of sub-national government, contribute to the implementation of the new global biodiversity framework in a real transformative way, and to ensure that we are able to bend the curve of biodiversity loss and degradation.